Buenas. Nunca.
No
No,
seas
no, 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 no.
así.
No maricón, no maricón.
Mira,
Solo por
eso
maricón.
es maricón, pero yo quiero. Morena,
Whoa, what's up? It's your boy King LJ. Appreciate y'all for tuning into the channel. But if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. But first off, I want to give a shout out to everybody who been donating to the cause. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel, and we're going to keep growing this thing. We're on the road to 5,000, so let's get it. We're going to keep this good content going. So today, in this video, I have a good topic. I have a real good topic for y'all. So I want to share two stories about two foreigners, both taking around a $10,000 loss. And later in this video, I want to share three of my experience dealing with three different women here in Colombia. So one of the guys, he was a white guy from Europe dating a woman from Cartagena. And the other guy is a black guy from the United States dating a woman from Medellin. So the guy from Europe, he was dating this girl, and he wasn't engaged to her, he wasn't married to her. So she wanted to get a brush job done, and so he ended up paying for it, and it hit him up for around 10 grand. And not long after that, she ended up leaving him. Okay. And so the guy from the United States, he was dating a woman from Medellin. And so, he only saw her maybe like 2 times. And they discussed getting an apartment together. So he helped her get the apartment, and he furnished it out, and he gave her money for whatever else. And then not long after that, she ended up leaving him. You feel me? So I came up with the idea of this video because one of my subscribers asked me for a little dating advice about women in Colombia. And me, I always want to see you guys win, for real. Because dating in Colombia is real good. It's real good. But things can happen. As we already know, there's no perfect place to date. So I'm always open to giving bros good insight to help you find a solution to a problem if you may have one. Most problems you will encounter with women in Colombia, they're easy fix, a real easy fix. So, if you're looking for unbiased opinions, I could definitely give you that. If you need to see things from a different perspective, I could definitely give you that. All you got to do is reach out, hit me up, let me know what's going on, and we could chop it up. Okay, so basically, he was having the same problem with three different women in three different cities in Colombia. So my advice to him was, if it's three women that don't know each other, they're not connected in no type of way, and you're having the same problem, you're the common denominator in all three equations. So it has to be something you're doing wrong. And it may not be anything major. It may be something that's an easy fix, but he didn't go all the way into details. So, that's that. But women is a subject I could talk about all day. I've had a lot of success with them, but that's why you never hear me complain or talk bad about women in the States. I also had a lot of success with women in Colombia, Dominican Republic, but I chose Colombia because it's way less complicated and cheaper to date than the States is. I want to share a little bit about my experience dating in the States. The thing about dating, you have to find what works for you. That's basically what I did. I'm a brother that's from New Orleans, and I moved to Dallas, and dating wasn't really complicated for me, for the simple fact that women, if they like something about you, that just draws them in. You feel me? And so with me, it was pretty much my accent. They love my New Orleans accent. And then when they found out I could cook, it's like they was all in. And so basically when I would meet a woman and she hear me talk, she would be like, where you from? And I tell her, and then, we exchange numbers and stuff like that. And y'all know the dating process or whatever. So my thing was, I didn't really like to do dates, go out to different restaurants and stuff like that. So my thing was, we'll meet somewhere simple just so we could talk, get to know each other, and things like that. And so if we decide on a second date, what I would do is I would invite her to my crib. I'll be like, I cook, you come over, whatever you like to drink, you could bring it, and we could go from there. Or we could cook together. It don't matter. And so most of the time they would go for it because they love New Orleans food and I know how to cook it. I consider myself a chef. Cooking for me is like therapy. It's something I enjoy doing. It's relaxing. It's calm. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride in it. I enjoy doing it. So I would do it that way. And most of them would say, yeah, all right, that's cool. And so they come over and, we just take things from there. But the thing about it is, I wanted to do things that way. I had to make sure that I had a nice crib that was nice and comfortable, that a woman would feel, nice and secure at and feel safe, and she could just be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That does a whole lot for a woman when she goes to a place and it's real nice and she chill. It's kind of like the gift and the curse. It's the gift because it's nice, she want to be there, and it's the curse because she have a hard time leaving, or either she think a woman stays with me. That's what I was getting a lot, because it was decorated real nice. Women would think that I had a woman staying with me because they didn't believe that a man could put together his apartment real nice. And a lot of them used to say, oh, men always have simple apartments and this is not simple. So I assume either a woman help you decorate or a woman stay with you. And so I'm like, well, believe what you want. So that was my thing, and that worked for me. And so that's why I said you have to find what works for you. And so going over to Colombia, I had to pretty much see how the dating market was to see what approach I needed to take. And I found out that dating in Colombia is a whole lot simpler than dating in the States, because it's less resistance. It's less roadblocks that you have to go to, kick it with a woman, chill with her, spend time, or whatever. Women are not hard to understand. Either they are going to pull towards something or run away from it. Simple as that. There's no in between. As a man, all you have to do is listen to them, pay attention to how they move, and that'll tell you everything you need to know. Straight up. So, do you need game while dating in Colombia? You don't need game to attract women, but I say you need it to protect yourself when you're dating or in a long-term relationship. Most men don't understand what game is, so that's why they say you don't need game. They think it's only about using tips and tricks to get a woman or raise a woman interest and things like that, because the dating coaches in the United States, that's what they teach. But in Colombia, you will be seen as a high value male because your currency is worth more than theirs. So that's also the gift and the curse, because you'll have more options because you're at the top of the food chain. You're going to have way more options than the average Colombian, and you're going to have way more options than you normally have in the United States. But you'll also attract a lot of women with bad intentions, and you already know what I mean. When you're dating or interacting with women on a long-term basis, both parties have things that they need in order for the relationship to work. So the best way for you to get what you need is to take the path of least resistance while investing the least amount of money as possible. Making safe, low investments, but still getting a good return on investment. If y'all know what I mean. That's what the game is. It's just simply having a game plan or strategy to prevent a woman from taking advantage of you. That's all. Simple as that. We all know that every woman prefer to be with a man that's financially stable, which is fine. And in return, every man prefer a woman that's feminine, submissive, and cooperative, right? Most men think the more money they give a woman, the more cooperative and submissive she will be. But that's false. The truth is, when you're dating and interacting with women, there's going to be a little resistance or some sort of problem. Meaning, women always expect money from a man for help with something or as an act of kindness in the form of money or gifts. Most men think that they will experience less resistance or problems with women by giving money every time she wanted or needed. They also think money will attract a woman and pique their interest. But all that does is create problems for you, because the more money you give a woman, the more entitled she will become. And you should never lead with your wallet, because that's all she will see you as. You will never be able to resolve every problem or fulfill every need a woman has, because they will always discover new problems, discover more things that they need, or find more liabilities to invest in. So they will become more dependent on you. It's like the more you do for them, the more they expect from you. Y'all know the saying, more money, more problems. That's why I say you need to have game, because as a man, you want to be able to date women, but you don't want to allow them to exhaust you out of all your resources or allow them to use you for money. So you need to know how to put yourself in the best position to get what you need. It's like a game of chess. You're the king and your money is your queen, your most valuable and powerful piece. So if you don't want to be the vulnerable king, then you have to have a system in place to protect your queen, straight up. If you don't have game or a game plan, you will always be at a disadvantage when dating women. I like to say this: proper planning prevents piss poor performance. So it's always best to have a strategy. Colombian women are interested in us for different reasons. Just like any woman in the world, women prefer financially stable men. Money will always be the common denominator for a woman choosing her dating partner, because money is a means of survival. The way the world is designed, you will have a very hard time surviving without it, especially in a country like Colombia. In Colombia, you are seen as a high value man because your foreign currency is worth more than the Colombian currency. And for that exact reason, you have the most leverage. So with all due respect, she has to play by your rules. So if she doesn't want to be cooperative or submissive, then you have to walk away, because no amount of money will change that. It's that simple. That's the path of least resistance, and that will keep you from investing into the wrong type of woman. All right, so I want to share my experiences with 3 different women that I've dated here in Colombia. And so the first one, she was from Cartagena, and she was in about her mid-20s, and she was a very sweet girl, very loving, very caring, very submissive. And so with her, it doesn't get more submissive than her. She's pretty shy, and you'll forget she's in the room because she don't really talk a lot. But when she do, she talks real low, so you'll have to really listen up, pay attention to her. And she would voluntarily wash my clothes. She would clean up the apartment, and she would cook. And one of the things she used to do, which I used to like, is when she would ask me, "You want to take your shower?" I said, "Yeah, I'm taking a little bit. And so she would go run my water for me. And not only that, she used to come get in the shower with me and bathe me. Real talk. But the thing about her was, she has a baby face. She looks like she's about 15. So every time we go out, people are always looking at us, and they just be giving that strange look like I'm with a minor. And so it just wasn't a good feeling. So she kind of noticed it too. And so we just both agreed that it wasn't a good look for neither one of us to be in a relationship, although it would have been good. But we still kept in contact. We still kept a friendship. But sometimes you have problems like this. You'll have problems like this in Colombia. You'll be talking with a lady, and next thing you know, y'all lose contact, and you probably won't hear from her again. And so what happened was her phone got broken, and so she wasn't able to get any contacts out her phone. And she was from I'm gonna say she was from a less fortunate family, so she didn't have money to get another phone, and so she didn't have a phone for a long time. I'm talking about longer than a year, but I ended up getting in contact with her again. But by that time, I was already in a relationship. So, girl number 2, she's from a small town. I call her country girl because that's what she is. She's a country girl. Even though she got those city girl vibes and she got that city girl look, she's a country girl. She's from a little town that's about 2 hours away from Cali. So when we meet, we would meet in Cali and chill and kick it. So she was in about her mid-30s. And so, grown woman, real grown woman. So she had a job, and her job was working with her fam. She would help them. They would train horses, and so she would help them with that. And so riding horses was her thing, riding dirt bikes, and just living the country life, out in the mountains. And so she was real cool, but the thing about her was she was a single mother, and she was very needy. Even though she had her own bread, she was very needy, and she never hesitated to ask for things, And so she had this entitlement with herself because she knew she was very beautiful. I give her that. But my thing is, she gave off the vibes of the type of woman who would just ask because she knew I was fortunate. So she would ask just because. And see, when I noticed that turned me off, and I didn't want anything serious with her. So I had to let her go. You feel me? And last but not least, my girl. And so what I want to say about her is, what's been my experience with her is that in the beginning, I told her what my boundaries were, and she told me what hers were. And I told her my boundaries are deal breakers. So if that line get crossed, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It is no going back and forth or trying to give it a second chance. That's it. Because I don't want to waste time with someone who think it's okay to test boundaries. And see, that's a thing that women would do. They would test boundaries to see if you're serious about something or not. And so you don't want to be going through that, because with me, I see that as a sign of disrespect, and disrespect is something that I don't tolerate at all. And so we've been real good on that. So I saw that as a woman who was for me. You feel me? And I wanted to share my experiences with y'all because I wanted y'all to understand that these are 3 different women, and they're not women that I needed game for. But by having game, you're always alert, you're always aware of what's going on, and you pay attention to everything. And that's just what it is. But I'm here to help if you guys need that, because I want to see y'all win. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody having good experiences, because there's nothing hard about dating in Colombia. Like I said, if you're having problems, it's an easy fix. Maybe it's some information that you need, or something you're not quite understanding, because the women in Colombia are different from the women in the States. But that's another topic for another day. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, man, we growing this channel. We're on the way to 5,000. Let's get there, baby. Let's get there. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. tres.
Anda de sana.
Antes. 12.